There can be no other phone as iconic as the Nokia 3210. Honestly, there wasn't a day we didn't put up a fight with our siblings just to play the snake game. Known best for its durability, the classic phone has its own indestructible Nokia 3210 memes. Recently, the famous phone was found ashore in Australia's Gold Coast city. In this video, let's go into how the phone got there. First up, the 1991 phone washes up on shore. That's right, the famous phone was found on the Palm Beach shore. A local mom shared the surprising news on Facebook that she found a Nokia 3210 covered in barnacles on the beach. It's even more interesting that the years-old phone model still had its iconic material phone cover with a plastic screen. This discovery proves the product's reputation of being durable and strong. Everyone who owned that phone knows just how precious it was, and it will stab you in the heart when you found out what the woman did with it. Her daughter decided to take the treasured piece to her school for show and tell. Bummer. It was one for the books since it looked like nothing of the sea had tampered with it. It appeared to be in good condition. Even though the barnacles enveloped it, we bet it can still function and run the snake game. In the 1990s, it was one of the most famous of its time, selling over 160 million units back in the day. Can you imagine a phone pulling that crazy amount of sales in the 90s? The featured phone was also one of the first to introduce the snake game and had two other pre-installed games, Rotation and Memory, Pairs Memory Game. It also included the Nokia Composer, which allowed users to create monotone ringtones for the first time and even let them share those with other users. Next up, a Nokia phone saved a life. We all know just how strong the product was. It could tackle any conditions it faced, even a bullet. You heard that right. A Nokia 301 got hit by a bullet, saving the user's life by doing so. We're wondering just how much effort the company engineers put into the mobile phone's strength, because it's not every day you hear that a phone has saved a life. The incident made the rounds on social media back in 2016. Peter Skillman, a Microsoft employee who previously worked on the phone's development, shared a photo on Twitter of the damaged Nokia 301. The screen was smashed in the bottom left corner with the bullet still stuck in the middle of the phone. The embedded bullet split open a section of the phone's screen, but it ultimately tested its strength. It demolished the phone, but it kept its user out of danger. There was also a similar situation in 2014 where a Nokia Lumia 520 dodged a bullet fired at a Brazilian policeman. His life was saved, but the handset was wrecked. So the brand has a history of saving lives. On the other hand, modern-day smartphones are blowing up and exploding due to their batteries heating up. So while there have been technological advances in phones, the 3210 beats them with its durability. Coming up, was Nokia 3210 the best phone of all time? With its distinctive features for the 90s, we wonder if the Finnish telecom giant's famous device is the best phone of all time. If you compare its features to modern-day smartphones, yeah, it is. Just consider its battery life for starters. It ran for a good while, no matter how many rounds of Snake you played. It lasted 24 hours or even a week, depending on the usage. In comparison, the iPhone 14 and iPhone 14 Plus has an average battery life of about 9 to 11 hours. On the other hand, the Samsung Galaxy S22 lasts 8 hours, while the S22 Plus has an average battery life of 10 hours. What's even greater about the legendary phone is its stronger-than-steel build. Its robust structure can survive earthquakes, atom bombs, and anything tech freaks put it through. People have tried the craziest things, like slicing it with a katana, crushing it with a hydraulic press, and shooting it with a 9mm bullet. They even tested whether it could survive a 1,500-foot drop. Well, we hate to say this, but it didn't. Even the legends fall sometimes. The phone also came in various colors and even offered glitter and stickers. The keyboards also began incorporating a colored rubber panel. Don't even talk about the covers, which let users decorate their 3210 by themselves with practically anything they like. What do we have now? Plain gray, lilac, and teal-colored cased smartphones? Boring. The 3210's pre-installed games also beat any games available on the App Store or Play Store. No game can beat the hype Snake created. Moving on, the 5 weirdest Nokia phones ever designed. Starting with number 5, we have the Nokia 3200. It was released in the final months of 2003 and was one of the company's first phones designed for international use. The Nokia 3200 had a slim, candy bar design like the Nokia 7210. We found the oddest thing to be the keypad design, which looked bizarre. We've never seen anything like that before. The keypad is laid out with the numbers in a standard square sequence, but the buttons look like rain droplets. Still, the phone was pretty versatile for its time, offering interchangeable covers with which users could customize their phone, making it unique as they preferred. Up at number 4, the Nokia 7280. This was another bold move by the manufacturer since it had no dialing pad. The phone was one of the first which landed on the market in 2004 without keypads. It had to be navigated by a wheel like an iPod, and even that wasn't easy since users had to spin the dial manually, which made thumbs ache. It had no touchscreen display, so users had to work hard to make it function. The screen consisted of a thin film transistor or TFT with about 65,000 colors, which probably had a colorful display and a VGA camera. The Nokia 7280 was slender and very smooth in design. At number 3, the Nokia N-Gage QD. Firstly, even the letters QD are random. The N-Gage QD offered users a great upgrade from the original Nokia N-Gage launched 6 months before this upgraded phone. What was unique or strange about this phone is that it resembles the design of a portable PlayStation. The keypad design made gaming effortless with its superb controls. It made playing in the first-person POV so simple. The device was supported by swift and speedy hardware. Now we have the Nokia 7600 at number 2. This phone was announced in 2004 and had the shape of a leaf or a teardrop. The screen was 128 by 160 pixels with 65,000 colors. Unfortunately, it ran on the 2G GPRS network, even though its other capacities were satisfactory. What's strange is that nobody could hold this device in one hand. It just seemed impossible. The menu navigating pad was at the bottom of the phone. What an awkward place. So users faced difficulty in using the phone with one hand. Taking calls meant holding the phone near your ear at a 45-degree angle. It made users look quite stupid, honestly. Finally, number 1, the Nokia 3650. This was a game-changer in Nokia's concept of phones. It was released in 2003 and was intended for businessmen. It was heavy, but it had a slim and glossy design which made it way better than most of the other phones selling on the market at that time. It was round and fit anyone's palm comfortably. As for the keypad, it was strange in appearance, and it reminded users of something familiar, a 1950s rotary phone dial. Users familiar with the traditional texting style took some time to adjust to the new rotary keypad design. It also had features every businessman required, including document editing, a large 176 by 206 pixel display, and mobile web browsing. What more could you want? Wrapping it up, the phone is a source of fond memories. With its iconic structure, great calls, snake game, quick texting, and remarkably long battery of 22 hours, the phone is memorable for those who used it. The long-lasting battery was such a prominent feature that a Facebook user joked that he found his phone after 3 years in the pocket of his old jacket. He joked that the phone still had 2 bars of battery left. Smartphones of this era of technology have overshadowed feature phones, but we'd love to get our hands on a 3210, even today. The mobile phone attracted young people even though it didn't have Google Maps, a selfie camera, Spotify, or Snapchat, but what it had was pretty awesome. We had good memories attached to this one. That's a wrap for this video. Are you surprised that an old Nokia 3210 washed up on a beach in Australia? Which Nokia phone do you think had the strangest design? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and we'll see you at the next one.